This album has been out for 20 hours and I still have not listened to it because I wanted to do it here, do it on camera. And then I was like, oh, he always says to listen to it in the dark. And I was like, ooh, let's do it in the dark. But then I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. How are you going to film a video in the dark of you listening to it? So it's not really in the dark and you're just going to have to deal with it. Now I'm out of breath because I had to put groceries away. And now I just want to listen to what is to come. I am so excited. I have been waiting. It has been the anticipation, all of the waiting up for this in the weeks past, months, years, well, I mean, I guess forever, for so long, and now it is here. And there's been 6 singles. That's a lot of singles for an album. So we've listened to 6 songs already, but that also means on the 17 track record there's 11 more. Okay. I need to breathe. Ambiance, setting the tone, setting the mood.
Last night I had the strangest dream of all.
Yeah. Is that a car?
Last night I had the strangest dream of all. Last night I had the strangest dream of all. Last night I had the strangest dream of all.
Tell me, what's the strangest dream? Tell me about this dream.
Strangest dream of all. Last night I had the strangest dream of all.
These are your greatest hits.
Oh my god. Okay, we're getting into this.
Oh, my demons of a limo. Straight up to my window.
I'm already losing it. What? The first... Okay, I know I shouldn't be... I don't like pausing things in the middle, but I want to experience it all the way, but I gotta... Oh my god, it's already... I know he says don't go into it with any expectation. I never go into things with expectation. My only expectation was, I hope this is as out there as he says it is. I hope it's as different because I live for that. I need that. It fuels me. Thank you for your contribution. What was that? That first track, like... Oh my god. Okay.
Stepping through the moonlight, be myself and I play a little game called hide and sleep.
This sounds so good.
See shadows on the walls, they see me from the house. I'm gonna knock them down like what? Everything is fuzzy when you come along. Black cat like a bad sign, a jet when it's midnight. Killing up the demon, you know what I mean, man. My brain just needs a little bit of cleaning.
I don't know if I know what you mean.
On my walls, they see me from the halls. Like what's
What is that? I love this chorus.
everything is fuzzy when you come.
Trickle out. Move into a bridge. Phasing out.
I'll be waiting on my sailing.
Probably diamond partner, I couldn't afford less.
I just cried into a shirt I could never
Okay,
afford last year.
I know the words.
People like me better when I'm hurt inside. If you need me now, I'll be there somehow. I'll probably die in my apartment. I couldn't afford last
See?
year. I'll pick you up, we can ride.
Oh my god, this is the one he... Oh, I forgot. This marks the beginning of the era, doesn't it? When he had his Britney moment.
Just wanna say I'm high key and low key as hell. Your sweetheart, don't wanna be a part.
Oh, I love this. I think this was the most reminiscent of earlier Dumbledore stuff, I guess, I think. I love this song so much. But I cannot listen to it around my family. My mama gonna kill me.
How can I be your black hole and your favorite constellation? You're either dying or you're playing, either way I'm in the conversation. You're like the biggest gummy bummy dummy ugly motherfucker. Self-care green hair, look at you.
I want green hair so bad. Just putting that out there. I have barely listened to this. I listened to it a few. I love this song. I barely listened to it though. But I've had like what, 2 or 3 days. Panic at the.
It's like I'm watching you, but it's about me. And just to be clear, I don't mean to show you.
Oh, also, can I just say, I just found out about the whole Pixar reference on each album. I did not know about that. I did not know about that. It's new news for me. Throwback to Miss Missy video.
I was having that same old dream again. When they finally took my hat and went.
Same old dream?
Cause all I hear is I
That was one of the first
7 p.m. let it sink in. I've been living dark in the back of the deep end. Now it's 3 a.m. Everybody goes home alone. Shake me up and wash me more.
Dude, when I watched Austin do the breakdown of all of this with all the layered vocals and it's like low and high and everything going on, so gorgeous. So gorgeous.
My tiny little world is in your hands.
Genius is messed up. They say my little tiny world. I love this song too so much. This is one of my favorites. Okay, this one and Numb and Paranoid are my favorites, I think, of the singles. I don't know. I wish I was dead sometimes. Just kidding. Oh. This one just, it hits different than that big cyclical. It's cyclical. You know, like in fandom, how it's a whole cycle and it goes in on itself. I know these are separate albums, but just, yeah. Just kidding, just joking, it's alright. Dude. And repeat. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is this? How do you describe this?
When I fall asleep at night, I wish my brain could sneak away and
So much about sleeping.
travel to another day.
That's such a recurring theme.
Best friends with the crush at approximately the same time, and we would both need a nap. Got the Sunday looking like a Sunday. Wishing for
There's so much going on, I can't even take it in.
I would think I need a life for maybe 9.
Think yeah.
Like I'm running out of time.
No, yeah, me too.
Feeling like I'm running.
No.
I've seen a place I'd like to stay, Nirvana, but it's far away. It might take a couple planes and parachutes for my escape. The halls or walls for us were all my
The walls, become a second fuzzy.
Cause I never wanna leave a secret life, but leave a secret life. Sunday's looking like a Sunday.
I'm gonna cry to this song. I'm predicting it right now. Yeah, guitar. I'm suing you.
I keep my eyes wide shut. Wishing for someday I could run away like that. Never think I need a life for maybe 9.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna listen to that so much. What is American Graffiti? Okay.
On this made in 6 days, I could ruin my
Wait, you just was talking about Sunday. Now it's talking about Monday. Is that more relevant?
straight lane, so far away. Yeah, you've been reading all about me.
Okay.
You want some glue, I'll take it down.
Drinking glitter, okay.
If you need me, I'm here now. Nothing in this world can melt till Friday night. I'll pack a suitcase.
So much time of days.
I'll there be on Wednesdays, but I've been burning on, so here's an extra try of what's in my brain.
how can I even process all of this? It's all coming in at once, but I want to experience it in one whole span. But there's too much going on. I love this song. People treat me like I'm a household. In my closet, eyes wide open. How is it? This is pretty Carpenter song. Speaking of which, Olivia writing this album's great. Light a couple candles. Plan A, Plan B, something, Plan C. Wait, what song? Why didn't I make that connection earlier? I wrote a song that was like this. Also, you stole my brain. Wait. I see everyone talking about this on Twitter all day.
That's how you know.
I got some fruit by the foot if you wanna come over. Yeah, you could wrap your arms so tight around my shoulders. It's like that.
This is so good.
In gel pen, I love this. If you wanna see me acting so desperately,
This is so cute.
I'm a little bitch for you now.
This sounds so good. Just like the drawly kind of.
Wanna come over.
This sounds so good and so dynamic, and the lyrics are so sweet. No, okay. I figured that this was gonna be a line in it because everyone on Twitter is like, "Is the clean version gonna be a little simp for you?" So I put two and two together. Me and who? Oh my god. I'm gonna listen to that and
We're backstage in London today. Look,
wait,
it's only waterparks. How are you guys?
I saw this on Twitter. Oh my god. Okay, I saw that on Twitter too. I love him. Love the energy.
I'll tell you how to wake up and be a dumb bitch every day. So how about you stay out of my way, no Apple freeway? But instead I'm in a straight jacket in my room.
What is happening?
And now right next to you. I can't tweet that I wanna kill myself, but if I put it in a song, that shit goes hard as hell. So what the fuck is that?
Literally stop it right now. I'm going to sue you. I am entitled to financial compensation. I am suing.
We think about the themes of the album, we think about the themes of the tour that's upcoming, we think about new music that might be getting worked on. What would you say is going to be the next color of your hair?
Damn. I'm gonna shave my fucking head!
What the? Oh my god. Oh my god. I have one. Okay. Sounds like news update. No. No. Okay, so I hated the stupid little interlude, like, talking parts in Machine Gun Kelly's album. Actually, Machine Gun Kelly's album sucked all the way through. Except for the Halsey featured. But this works. I think. I don't know what's happening. Everything's too even process. What is even going on? Oh my god. How am I so... Okay, this is one he's been teasing forever with the stinking emojis. This man really tripped. He's like, it's gonna be so different, and I hear all the singles, I'm like, are you sure? Like, I kind of get it, but are you sure? Because fandom, like, was out there, but it wasn't even that out there. But then he's like, curveball. I can't talk because I'm missing everything. He really just chose the most. They chose the most tame ones to make the singles. It's just delightful.
Walking through my heart-shaped doors, and is it me you're looking for? Yeah, I'm walking up, I'm recording it, I'm projecting big through a tiny screen.
Wait, I love this chorus so much. Everything else makes me want to cry. I mean, the chorus makes me want to cry too, but.
You said it, I'm magnetic to the things I hate the most. Now I'm walking through my star-shaped doors, and what the fuck I do it for? Heard voices from.
Stop. Oh no, this is the one he says we're gonna cry over. It's called crying over at all. Or yeah. No.
Violins like this make me feel crazy without them fading, without me hating you. Don't practice your passion on me, give me 100 degrees, I'll die off whenever you need an afternoon just to breathe. Soon everyone will be gone, they'll forget my albums. I hope you'll be here when it's done, and I'm crying over it all, yeah. And all I think about is where you might be, and when I'm swallowed down, I'd say it's for you, yeah. I'd say it's for you. Cherry reds your touch, a touch I'm failing to feel. Who, what, when, and why all drive me crazy.
You know when Alice in Wonderland drowns in her own tears? That's what's happening in here.
All I think about is where you might be. I want the fireworks, I want the softest words. Oh, I want you to deserve and to remember my hurt and go down is where you might be. And when I'm swallowed down, I'd say it's for you, yeah.
Stop it. This is like, Zone Out on Fandom. That's the penultimate track, isn't it? Kind of like a throwback to the earlier part of the album. Oh my god, with this building up, it feels like, I don't know, so theatrical and cinematic and huge. Not theatrical, but cinematic. Because it feels like there's a little time. Go back to Secret Life of Me or something. No. I'm not ready. Very, very true.
If I got everything I want on album 3, and I grew up and became who I wanna be. Oh, fuck it! Maybe I could use a couple yes men, some thing could use some obsession, some ups in my direction. You could take it from at least one to one direction. Fuck it! Run close, I'll see you when I'm I'll see you in the future, yeah.
I'm sorry I'm not saying anything, I just don't.
If you could see the things that I see when I sleep.
Stop it.
Everywhere I go, I'm poisoning. Yeah. Everyone whose eyes look up to me. I can fill a fucking university with all the things that keep me company. When all I wanna say is see this strip a little straight into my window. Like your motherfucking Postmates and late. Goddamn, Bill Gates, hey, and protect Elon Musk, man. Who the fuck is my flying truck, bitch? Whipped out 100 bucks, you never showed up. What's up? That's fucked. Let me get there right. Fuck! Everyone and everything and every single
Not Felony Steve.
I'll see you in the future, yeah, yeah, yeah. You can find me in the rumors, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my. Okay, I just recorded like 20 minutes of me talking about lyrics, but then the video just got corrupted. So basically, I'm very impressed by the lyrics, and there is a lot to get into with all of it, and I will be paying much attention to it, especially like in the final track and several other tracks. There's so many lyrics. There's just so much going on. The instrumentals are insane. It's so incredible. It's so beautiful on the ears. There's just, I can't even comprehend everything that's going on. It's just incredible. This is so great. I'm so happy. I know I was hesitant before, not because I was afraid they were going to do something new. I was afraid it wasn't going to be like new enough, because I felt like the bar was being set high, like, oh, it's going to be really a lot different from everything. And I'm like, okay, different from like fandom being different from entertainment, because there was a difference, but they're all like kind of similar. But this, it just keeps it keeps evolving, and I think it's great. I think it's really great. I love it a lot. Like I said, I'm not going to dive into the 20 minutes of lyric interpretations and parallels and correlations and such that I had just dove into, but basically there's a lot. It seems like it all wraps itself up, and I do want to point out one thing that I did mention in the 20 minutes of corrupted video, that with fandom, I think it was really interesting because with it going from Cherry Red to I Felt Younger When We Met, they transitioned into each other, or I Felt Younger When We Met transitioned into Cherry Red, so it's just one whole big cycle. Like I had mentioned earlier when he said something about being cyclical, and I was like, oh, like fandom, how that was a cycle, because when he was talking about, I talked about in an interview, I think it was probably the Zach Sang show, during the fandom era, Austin had talked about it being like in going to therapy, everything, it was just like a cycle. Everything, the healing process and everything is not linear. You're gonna go through loops and things like that. So I think it's really interesting that fandom kind of, it just loops in itself, on itself, whatever. But with this one, I think it's really interesting because they set the precedent with the first opening track, Greatest Hits, and in the penultimate track, Ice Bath, they reference back to the lyrics from the first one, and it kind of is tying it together. And there was such a huge theme of like sleeping and things like that, I found, like with Fuzzy, with the demons and sleep, and then there was also the reference with the demon and the limo or whatever it was, and that was called back to, I think, in the final track. And in the 20-minute corrupted footage, I referenced, it kind of reminded me of Billie Eilish's album with with the final track on her album titled Goodbye, and how it was basically just little snippets of the song in reverse order, until finally it closed on I'm the bad guy, and kind of like where it had began. So it like goes through the whole process and then kind of goes back and wraps itself back up. That's a little different that's actually very different with what happened with Greatest Hits, but just the idea that it is a final finished product, and it's a whole complete thing that you listen to in one go. That's what I love about albums. I hate when albums are just like a bunch of songs slapped onto a CD, or I guess maybe it's not even maybe dated at this point, I don't know, but just the idea that it's a bunch of different songs that are just put together but not in a cohesive, thought out way. I like it. I appreciate it a lot when it's a whole experience altogether, and I think in Austin, having listened to it in the dark or whatever, it's just to focus on this whole experience as one thing, and I think it differs from fandom in that way, because fandom is obviously a complete project, but then it goes in on itself, and it's not a story with like a beginning and an end. Not that this is necessarily that, but I just thought it was interesting, the different approaches into how they lay out the album. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh, another thing that I did mention in the corrupted footage, I guess I'll add, with the gladiator interlude. I think he was addressing like social media and things like that. And like I had mentioned earlier, I hated on Machine Gun Kelly's record, like the little interludes, like talking about aliens or cartoons or whatever it was.
What's your alien name?
Roger. No, I'm gonna be Kevin, dude. I want to be Kevin the alien.
It just seemed so dumb and out of place. It was like, why would you even put that there? So I didn't like that, but I also just didn't like that album at all. So maybe I'm just like picking out things. But with this, on this album, that track, it makes sense because it fits into the atmosphere of the album. And I guess that's something like what Machine Gun Kelly is trying to accomplish. But with this, with Waterparks, there's such a huge theme of the fandom culture and genres and like even gatekeeping and things like that, like he references with guys with beards or whatever. And I think there is something to that effect on entertainment as well, but it has a lot to do with like outward influence and exposure and how you're being perceived in an extroverted outward sense. And so it makes sense to bring up that concept and put it into this greatest hits album record for Waterparks. It makes sense, you know, it fits the atmosphere, it fits the themes and the feel, and it's just a piece that fits into the puzzle. When other people try to do something like that, I just feel it doesn't jive, it doesn't really work. So yeah, maybe I just wanted to include that to diss on Machine Gun Kelly. Sorry, there were some good things on that record, but like few and far between, or however you word it. But yeah, great. This is great. I'm so happy. Let me know what you thought of the album. I'm going to listen to it over and over and over. And over and over and over. And I will get to listen to it as I edit this. So, yay. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. I'll see you in the future.